and it will be the destination. And
right.
So
it was her box of, I mean, this is where initiative. I want students to hear the initiative. I'm going to be like Julia Tuttle. I want students to have that story.
And so she has her little farm set. She says, build it here. I'll give up land for you to build the rail station and get people dropped off.
Right. So she takes that risk. What does he do in response? He basically comes down and takes her up on it.
Because it ended at, because he had been to, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, okay.
And
right.
St. Augustine, because the train ended at Jacksonville.
Right.
And he built his first hotel up there.
Right.
And then he gets that, and these rumors of, once you get to what is Palm Beach, he said, that once you get there, there's no frost.
Right.
Year-round, beautiful weather. Year-round beautiful weather.
Right. But at least Breakers Hotel, that's why he's building that.
He gets to there, and it's like, well, let's get down. She wants us to go there. She thinks it's going to get the river, got this. Okay, let's extend the line there. And then that becomes the jumping off point to Key West, because that's what drove him was.
Oh, he wanted to get to Key West. It's supposed to be at one point, because of all the salvage, one of the highest per capita income at one point.
Yeah. That was, he wanted Key West. The rail needed to get there. He
saw that back in, 1911?
Oh, no, he was building it then. He saw that in the 1890s.
Wow.
Late 1890s, he was going, all right, we are going to get there.
Wow.
We are going to get there. And that's basically what a large part of US 1 is just built on his old rail bed.
Right.
And some of those bridges are still
rotting
bridges.
there. Right, yeah.
Well, some of them are walking bridges, but some of it is actually, you're driving on the bridge. But him wanting to get to Key West, Coconut Grove became the jumping off point. They just had to figure out, do we go across the Everglades in Florida Bay, or do we island hop?
That's interesting.
And
because it would have been a straighter shot.
Yeah, straighter shot, shorter distance. But after some surveying of the Everglades, they thought better of it.
You'd have to be trucking in a lot of fill to put
their
a
dredger.
foundation.
Well, they had an interesting system even to get south of Coconut Grove. That was Everglades. The interesting system of the special dredgers. I think they had 3 of them. Special dredgers to build up the rail bed and clear the trees, but they were going basically, a single dredger with a crew of 30 or 40 people could only go about 100 feet in a day.
Oh, that would have taken too long.
Because take 2
years to go a mile.
Even to get to
100 feet in there. No, okay, 5,200. So it would take 2 months to go 1 mile.
And you got to go well
hundreds
over
of miles. No. Need something faster. Yeah.
And so it was beastly. Even just getting south of Coconut Grove and working to Hidden Lake on the Key, just to get to the saltwater was brutal. And that was a much shorter route than cutting entirely across the Everglades.
Sure.
Florida Bay is shallow, though. I mean, the ability to bed 30 feet down was possible. It was just so hard to get through the muck and the trees and the snarl that they didn't go that way. But getting to Coconut Grove, she gave up the land to have the rail station because saying it needs to come here. And then,
so we're basically in the area now with Coconut Grove where Flagler would eventually have been walking around, saying, "Aha! So this is what the little lady wanted me to come to reach." And he could get on his train somewhere up in the Northeast, and I guess it was an overnight
from New York, and you could be at the Ponce de Leon up north. You could get to the Breakers.
Right.
You could come all the way down to Miami.
Right.
Buy a piece of property for $100. Walk down the street, sell it for $500. Go back, buy a couple more, and
right. God, those were boom years until the 26 or 27 hurricane, and then it would collapse. I would guess.
That's all right because you could go 10 times your money in a day if you gotta buy this property. Okay, that part's gone. Okay, we're gonna go buy this.
Right.
I mean, back then you could make $100,000 in a month.
Wow.
You could have been set for life in 1 month.
Sure.
If you were able to walk in with a couple $100.
Right. You just keep flipping it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're up to this little place here on the right, which is called, is it Cocoa Walk? Yeah, there it is. And so this is where, the Gap and all those guys go. And so if you're, what the place that we want to get into is the Grove here on the left. And there are about 6 little streets that we go back and forth. And that's where you see the little ones. And this is where the real heart of the Grove, is that what they would call it?
Mm-hmm.
It's down this stuff. And it's these little tiny streets that I just love the variety that you get here. Because you got the head shops. There's a head shop here. They've got they've invested in the little plants on the trees. Hanging from the lamp posts. That's a nice piece. And I guess you've heard of the Coconut Grove Theater, perhaps?
Yes.
Because that's just to the right around here. And other highlights.